What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jelly Goon TV. Welcome back to all you beautiful people on YouTube. Today we have another comment request, but I fucked up the comment, so I really can't show it. This is the Battle of Samar Arts. What are those? And this is 42 minutes. I'm not gonna react to 42 minutes. I deny that, man. I'm not gonna sit there still for that long time. So yeah. But I'm gonna react to some of it and see to get an idea what it is. So yeah, maybe, who knows? I go through everything. Who knows? Oop, that's the wrong one. So yeah. Without further ado, let's get into this and see what it's all about. I think I'll react to 20 minutes or something. We see. Let's go. Let's get it. What is this? This is a big-ass battleship. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, wow, what happened? Guide to warships, World War I, World War II, more or less. Okay. That's the SOS, right? With the light. Oh, wow. Wow. That is incredible. Wow, that is beautiful. I like to see that, man. It's artillery fire on its highest. You know what I mean? Like it's artillery fire on its highest.
Ruffles the hair of the flight deck crew aboard USS St. Lo.
What's wrong with that
ship? The small
ship?
escort carrier is expecting a calm day of flying, small anti-submarine patrols, and the occasional airstrike in support of the amphibious assault that's taking place to the west.
Oh.
A long way off to the north, the Third Fleet is charging after a reported Japanese aircraft carrier strike group, and has taken every cruiser, destroyer, battleship and fleet carrier that Admiral Halsey can muster with them. If the flight deck crew expected to see anything afloat, apart from one of their own small escort group, then presumably it would be the returning units of the Third Fleet, once they'd smashed yet another Japanese fleet. Then came a report over the radio from one of St. Lo's pilots. He was reporting seeing ships, and they weren't American. Worse still, they were close. Incredulous, Admiral Sprague demanded confirmation, and circling in closer, the pilot radioed back,
"I can see pagoda masts. I see the biggest meatball flag on the biggest battleship I ever saw."
He wasn't wrong either. That meatball flag was flying from the vast battleship Yamato. All 70,000 plus tons of her were steaming at speed straight towards them, and she wasn't alone.
What?
The US commanders received the news in a moment of stunned silence. Then all hell broke loose as off in the distance anti-aircraft fire was spotted as the anti-submarine patrol aircraft made optimistic and recklessly brave assaults. 4 aircraft in total, armed with depth charges, attacked over a dozen enemy fleet units. Then the seas around the escort carriers of Taffy 3 began to erupt in vast geysers of water as massive battleship-grade shells began to land all around them. The Battle of Samar had well and truly begun. The Battle of Samar was one of 4 distinct battles fought in the area of the Philippines in late October 1943.
Wow.
They're grouped together because they were all fought as part of one single Japanese operation, Operation Shogo 1.
Shogo 1.
This came in response to the US invasion of the Philippines and envisioned a 3-prong offensive, with a decoy force in the north to draw away the bulk of the defending US forces, and then 2 attacking forces, one in the centre and one in the south, to catch the American landing craft and the rest of the invasion fleet in a pincer movement and destroy them. Due to the sheer scale of the operation and the distance between various forces, there was no overall commander.
These are the 3 commanders?
Efforts. On the American side of things, command was almost equally disorganized. Direct naval support for the landings was provided by Admiral Kinkaid's 7th Fleet, reporting to General MacArthur as overall commander. But the 3rd Fleet, containing most of the modern US ships and all the fleet carriers, primarily concentrated in Task Force 38, was under Admiral Halsey, reporting to Admiral Nimitz. This split in command would prove almost fatal.
Of course.
The southern Japanese force consisted of the older and slower battleships Fuso and Yamashiro, and let's just say that that particular part of the expedition didn't end too well for the Imperial Japanese Navy. But even before
No,
that,
we lost a lot of
things had
ships
not
from the
exactly
Americans,
started
right? I
well
think they
for the
did.
Japanese in attack.
Oh,
The
wow.
Center Force, by far the most powerful of all the Japanese fleets involved,
That's a crazy
was a
picture that
truly
that's
impressive
Americans,
sight
no
as it left
Japanese?
harbour. 5 battleships, including both Yamato and Musashi, accompanied by the normally impressive, but in this circumstance dwarfed, Nagato,
That's
along with the
crazy.
converted battlecruisers Kongo and
That's
Haruna.
crazy. That's a crazy picture.
No less than 10 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 15 destroyers would accompany them. But
Oh,
unfortunately for
wow.
this very impressive collection of surface warships, 2 Gato-class submarines, USS Data and USS Dace, noticed them coming past their position.
Uh-oh.
Thanks in
Damn.
part to the generally terrible nature of Japanese anti-submarine warfare, even this late into the war, the 2 submarines managed to sink the cruisers Atago
Wow.
and Maya and cripple Takao,
Ooh.
which was forced to withdraw, taking a pair of destroyers with her as escort. Losing nearly a third of the heavy cruisers, including Admiral Kurita's flagship, the Atago, was not an especially auspicious start to the operation, especially with the Admiral himself having to be fished out of the water by a
What?
destroyer.
That's crazy.
Data also managed to report the sighting before getting itself stranded, trying to chase down Takao. Although the Third Fleet's carrier groups were actually quite badly out of position at this point, the carriers that were in a position to launch did so, the resulting strike badly damaging the cruiser Miyoko,
Wow.
which was also forced to withdraw. And the
Americans
also
are good at
scored
sea,
hits
man. I
on
like
the
that.
3
I
largest
fuck with
Japanese
it.
battleships. The American strike aircraft would then
Ooh.
concentrate on Musashi, sending bombs and torpedoes into her like it was
Wow.
going out of fashion.
Come on,
After
man.
17 bombs and 19 torpedoes, at least some of which were probably unnecessary, the mighty battleship slipped beneath the waves, and the rest of the center force turned to get out of aircraft range for the rest of the day. Halsey assumed that this meant they were retreating in total. That assumption would almost cost the Americans their invasion force.
Ah, come on.
But, just in
Never
case,
underestimate
Halsey was prepared to
an
detach
enemy,
4
man.
battleships, including Washington and Alabama,
Washington and
along with
Alabama,
supporting
nice.
escorts to cover the San Bernardino Strait. But
That's
due
some
to
big
unclear
ships.
communications, everybody he told of this assumed that he had actually formed the force,
Oh.
and so nobody did anything, such as maybe move the 6 older
Yeah.
battleships of the 7th Fleet north, or arm aircraft of the escort carrier groups with their limited supply of armor-piercing bombs and torpedoes. Convinced instead that Center Force was beaten, when he received reports that the Northern Force and its carriers had been located, Halsey promptly took off with his entire fleet,
What?
having not detached the surface warfare ships as everybody else thought
Come
he
on,
had.
man.
And so off to the north went every modern battleship and fleet carrier in the area.
Let's just pause here, man. I'm done with this video, man. That's a long-ass video, but it's an interested video, if you know what I mean, man. It really is. Because this very shows everything, like from battleships to the Japanese to the Americans. And I actually think the Americans are much better at warship, like battles on the seas than they are in the jungle. It is very amazing, man. I really do like it. I really do like it. And Alabama and Washington, that's just original by the Americans to name their ships like that. But they definitely outplayed the Japanese on the sea, man. Because Americans, you can't fuck with them on the water, man. They got these big ass ships, man. That's crazy. But they do cost a lot, so they have to have some good strategies in order to deploy them. You know what I mean? Because they cost a lot of money and they take a long time to build. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna thank this guy who made this video. You know who you are. I really can't do the comments right now because I fucked everything up. So yeah. But without further ado, please hit the like button down below in this video if you really want to support. And if you really want to support the channel, please do hit the subscribe button so I know that you are one of us, the Jelly Goon Squad. And we are back with another video soon because we have a lot of videos that we're gonna go through. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna say peace. Peace.